Today, we're in for a treat. We're going to be watching a sci-fi film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger that's set in the future. Well, I'm in the mood to be entertained, so let's sit back, get the popcorn out, and watch some good old Total Recall. Oh, gentlemen, our revenue graphs could be more encouraging. We need a blockbuster that'll skyrocket our profits. Our forte lies in action and sci-fi. Why not blend the two for an explosive concoction? Interesting. Our data does indicate a spike in public interest towards cloning, thanks to Dolly. And let's not forget the box office juggernaut, Jurassic Park. Arnold, your thoughts? Money talks, my friend. With a portfolio like mine, Total Recall, the Terminator series, Total Recall, science fiction is my playground. Brilliant, let's capitalize on this. Our analysis shows Cormac and Maria Wembley offer great value. They're hired. Now, who's up for a celebratory smoke? So, we've got Arnold, cloning, and action. How do we weave this into a coherent story? Coherent? Let's just throw in some futuristic gadgets, a morally ambiguous villain, and call it innovation. I've got it. A twist where Arnold discovers he's a clone. It's deep, it's dramatic. Perfect! And if anyone asks, it's commentary on identity and ethics. Or something. Sheer brilliance. And with today's paycheck, let's toast to the 6th day. To the 6th day! In many respects, Phoenix Pictures is the American dream of production companies. They are independent, financially minded, and willing to take massive risks to achieve success. Founded in 1995, they have always paid close attention to what the market wanted, and on occasion have been very good at knowing how to deliver and make a profit, with their strategy having several major successes. However, it's also unsurprising they have a mixed track record, also creating a lot of failures, since the market is a volatile thing that isn't so easy to always predict.
You kids don't know what you want. Just tell me what's wrong with the freaking show.
This being the case, they've created a lot of bad films, and none exemplify this better than The 6th Day. This film, the cover of it is just Arnold's face, with his name and a Bible quote. Now that wouldn't be too bad if this was just a poster or teaser trailer, but this is actually the cover of the film. Almost like they're trying to set the bar that low. Look everyone, it's Schwarzenegger, and a Bible quote. Well, let's just hope the Christians and die-hard Schwarzenegger fans like it, because, let's just hope that they enjoy it. So, with that in mind, let's begin the grind. Okay, so the movie starts off with a biblical quote that on the 6th day God created man, and some exposition that cloning humans in the future is illegal because of a failed experiment that was regarded as inhumane, and this prohibition is called the 6th Day Laws. But what is this failed experiment? We don't know. The movie never tells us. Exposition, incomplete writing, boy, we're off to a good start. Anyway, we're starting off with an American football game set in the distant future of 2015.
2015? You mean we're in the future?
The quarterback breaks his neck, and his manager decides it's more cost-effective to euthanize him. Just like in real life.
Our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
The next day, other than the news reporting the quarterback is perfectly fine, we meet our protagonist, a pilot named Adam Gibson. Gibson is a traditional family man who doesn't really like all of this new fancy technology.
Nacho flavored or regular? I take banana flavor.
A life-size doll that grows real hair and can do a lot of stuff.
Can't real friends grow real hair and do lots of stuff?
The laser razor, you should think about using it.
I like the old-fashioned kind.
In a sci-fi film about the dangers of technological progress, it's a good idea to have a character provide some balance, being against it all.
Straight on the remote?
This is great. Look at this. Hank, look at this. The new remote came in. Out goes the old one.
God damn it, movie. It's not hard to write a consistent character. This character is so inconsistent. Literally seconds later, his wife tells him the dog is dead, and she wants him to get him cloned. And then he remembers that he doesn't like or trust this newfound technology.
This is the natural process of life. You're born, you live, and you die.
Yeah, this idea of cloning being treated as a form of immortality, as opposed to reproduction, is going to come up a lot. His wife gets the final say, so he has to get the dog cloned later. But first, he needs to be blood and eye tested by his new client he's flying, being the multi-zillionaire called Michael Drucker, who owns all of the cloning market that deals in pets and organs and stuff. And also the Breaknecks football team. Adam is supposed to fly him, yet because he needs time to get the dog cloned, he switches places with Hank. And I think you can see where this is going. Hank flies Drucker to this snowboarding spot, and then one of the guys they flew earlier then assassinates Drucker. You know, if Drucker is going to all that trouble with everyone he meets, makes you wonder why he didn't bother to have a few armed bodyguards with him. Oh, because the writers didn't think of that. Arnie then wakes up in a taxi and goes down to Repet to look up cloning his dog. The movie then gives a bit more exposition of the cloning process via a sleazy salesman, that it can be done in 2 to 3 hours using adult embryos and a device that can record and implant thoughts and memories. And that the process is so good that from your pet's perspective, it's as if they never died, not knowing they're clones. Wow, now that is incredible, and totally isn't foreshadowing to an obvious twist. Gibson, however, isn't sure, and instead decides to buy his daughter a Simpal, being the most terrifying thing in this film. I mean, what's his plan here? I'm sorry, honey, I know you'll be traumatized by the dog dying, so to help not think about it, you can be traumatized by this instead.
My daughter would be so excited. Come, let's go home.
He goes home only to find the dog has already been cloned, and there's another him. But before he can go in, Morpheus and Trinity stop him, telling him he's been cloned. He refuses to go with them, and they tase him and take him away. And cue mindless action scene. He gets away, and they hunt him down trying to kill him. Why on earth would you jump into his car, as opposed to, I don't know, shoot him? Oh yeah, so you can give him a gun and the audience some exposition.
It was hard to kill you. Your wife and kids see you and him together, they'll be killed.
Also, no seatbelts? They should have gone through that windscreen. Anyway, the assassins are so good, they kill not only one of their own, but 2. Yeah, this everyman sure is excited about killing a man while he's being hunted down by killers. So, is this movie just a mindless popcorn film? I'd just like to clarify. Anyway, he gets away the fugitive style. Our villain is alive and kicking, using his influence to try and get the 6th Day laws revoked, arguing our loved ones don't need to die. And we meet his right-hand man, Dr. Griffin Weir, played by Robert Duvall. This is the main scientist who made all of this cloning possible, being a valuable asset to Drucker. He cuts the party short since his wife isn't feeling well, and said henchmen need him at the lab, because it's cloning time.
God damn it, son of a...
Oh, come on, movie! You got a relatively attractive woman completely naked on set, and you couldn't even have upped the rating a little just to show us any of it? Sharon Stone would have done it! Gibson goes to the police, and they don't believe him, thinking he's crazy, in part because they hacked the police's files. Just how powerful is this company? Wait a minute, she was born with her natural long hair. Did he get his hair cut, dyed, and eyebrow pierced on the way there? Anyway, they leave him to guard outside because he has psychosomatic chest pain from thinking he got run over by 2 cars. And then he dies like 2 minutes later.
Try to stay dead this time.
Stay dead? I'm pretty sure that guy who got run over earlier is still dead. Adam then goes to Hank's, where Hank finally shows up. They do some stuff, and then the guy that killed Drucker earlier kills Hank.
Why'd you do that? Why the hell did you kill my friend?
Why the hell has Schwarzenegger never won an Oscar? I mean, with acting of this caliber, it's a mystery, truly a mystery.
Hank Morgan was an abomination to God.
We find out this guy is a Christian anti-cloning extremist, demanding only God can create man. He tells him that Drucker and Hank were clones because he killed them earlier, and then he kills himself so the bad guys that just turned up can't scan his brain and find the rest of his group. They get into another gunfight, and Mr. Laser Dodger takes Yondu's leg and Ramona Flower's fingers.
Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?
Stay dead? I'm pretty sure that woman that got shot in the neck earlier is still dead. He gets away and hides in his charter business, and for some reason these idiots that went to Hank's place to look for him never think to look for him here. Oh, and it turns out Weir's wife is dying.
Cystic fibrosis, which of course is impossible, considering that it's a childhood disease and she would have been dead 30 years ago.
You mean it was a childhood disease? This is the future, with nacho-flavoured bananas, and pets you can clone from adult blank embryos in like 3 hours. You're honestly telling me, with genetic engineering that advanced, they can't delete a single faulty gene from someone's DNA? Professor X wants to take her back to his clinic to clone her, as opposed to delete that gene, but she doesn't want him to, because he already did clone her 5 years ago, and she doesn't feel right living someone else's life.
Catherine died 5 years ago. The feelings that I have aren't mine. They're hers.
And yes, this is literally the only character in this entire film that doesn't believe this is bringing people back from the dead, as opposed to just creating a new person. This is actually a really interesting idea, taking both of these perspectives in a film and smashing them together, going on this philosophical journey about the nature of identity and the I. Oh, okay. I guess that's enough of her then. Anyway, he sneaks into Replacement Technologies using her thumb, finds the lab, and finds Dr. Weir to tell him what's going on. He tells him when the fundamentalists killed Drucker, they cloned everyone to cover it up, and since they didn't know Adam and Hank switched, they cloned the wrong one, and they can't have two Adams walking around, since their existence is proof people are being illegally cloned. And Drucker is a clone, who was cloned 3 years ago and yesterday. He can't let anyone know that until he can get the 6th Day laws repealed, else Drucker will be declared legally dead, and he will be euthanized as an illegal human clone. Adam takes a copy of Drucker's memory of the assassination as proof and leverage, and Drucker takes his family as leverage. And that's when Adam and Adam 2 meet as they are both trying to rescue their family.
Did you have to hit me that hard? Well, to stop you from talking to the police.
Excuse me, movie, but I think we're missing a few things here. What did these two talk about? They're just working together, building a bomb like they're going fishing, while their family is being held hostage.
Cool.
What were we doing this for again? Oh right, the family. Then the good doctor grows a spine and confronts Colonel Bagley about his wife, after finding out all of the new clones have terminal illnesses. Drucker tells him his wife was an accident, yet the others was to protect against betrayal.
By giving them shorter lifespans, we guarantee our leverage. If they betray us, they're dead.
Yeah, this villain is a genuine psychopath, and very short-sighted. How many times does he really think he can keep killing and cloning his people before they catch on and blow the lid on it all, knowing they're gonna die anyway? Weir isn't interested in this anymore, promising his wife he wouldn't clone her again, enough for him to turn his back on all of it, literally just seconds after his boss told him,
if they betray us, they're dead.
5 points if you can guess what happens next.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to clone you using your latest sync code. Then I'm gonna clone Catherine using her last sync code. Neither one of you will remember that you ever promised not to clone her. And obviously you won't remember this conversation. You're welcome.
Movie, I think you messed up. Why doesn't he have an eye patch while holding a cat and laughing manically over a globe? Anywho, our hero uses his plot armor to invade Replacement Technologies, dodging an army worth of security guard lasers while he takes out all of the cameras. Yet after they trap him and tell him to come quietly to meet Drucker, he gives up. Then the bad guy in a suit tells the protagonist in his office that he's not who he thinks he is.
He's not the clone. You are.
I'm acting astonished.
So yep, the protagonist is actually Adam 2. Wow, he's the clone. I never saw that coming. I mean, what exactly is the point of the script going in this direction? Oh, there isn't one? Okay. Drucker makes it clear they're all in the same boat, offering him to let them kill Adam so he can take his place. He also further highlights how this is immortality, and how they don't need to let humanity's best die. And Adam too, disagreeing, believing in God and our time to die, gives him one of the best lines in this movie.
If you really believe that, then you should clone yourself while you're still alive.
So I can understand your unique perspective.
No. So you can go f*** yourself.
Okay, that is one good line in this movie. However, it's worth mentioning our protagonist isn't coming from the position that he isn't Adam, but rather agreeing that this is immortality, but that it's wrong because it's not natural. Other than the doc's wife, everyone is treating this as immortality. When you are digging into deep philosophical ideas like this in a story, you don't merely assert your position, you have to challenge it. That's what makes a good thought-provoking story. Only looking at it from one perspective, especially a wrong perspective, it just creates a car crash of a movie.
I've crammed my head full of garbage!
So they scan his brain to find out Adam 1 was in the helicopter the whole time, and now is in the building to set up a bomb and get his family, with Adam 2 acting as a distraction. After Adam 1 shuts the power off, Adam 2 uses Drucker 3 as a human shield to escape, and Mr. Psychosomatic ends up shooting his boss.
Wait 1 second.
Not again!
Don't bring it back.
Be dead in 20 minutes tops.
So with Adam 2 trapped in the lab, and Drucker 3 with about 20 minutes left to live, he decides to clone himself. Boy, I hope they don't do some kind of stereotypical, scary, half-baked clone as the final boss. Wait, so Drucker 4 is about 80% complete, and it's been under 20 minutes? That's not very consistent with their 2 to 3 hours they gave earlier. Also, that's a lot of abortions! So Adam 1 gets his family to safety, and then goes back for Adam 2, just in time for Drucker 4 to wake up and strip Drucker 3, with no fucks given.
You're not even gonna wait until I die, would you?
Blood on the jacket.
I like the look on Drucker 3's face, this guy being the complete psychopath he is. From his perspective, he's seeing for the first time what he's really like. I wonder how his beliefs in this immortality is going for him. Drucker 4 gets dressed, just in time for Adam 2 to put a gun in his face.
You have absolutely no reason to kill me. I didn't do anything to you. It was all him.
Now obviously he doesn't believe a word of it, believing himself to be Drucker. Yet he is right. He's innocent, because he is not Drucker. He is Drucker 4, who was born 2 minutes ago and is a person in his own right. All he is a copy of someone else who is very dangerous. Adam 2 destroys his computers, and when they attack him, he gives this movie's other great line.
When I say you should screw yourself, I didn't mean for you to take it literally.
The writers get 1 point for these lines. So anyway, he lights the fuse on the bomb, gets to the roof fighting off an army of guards that have been missing for the last 20 minutes, while waiting for the chopper.
Get to the chopper!
Anyway, long story short, they kill the bad guy who was born 2 minutes ago, blow the building up, and fly off into the night sky to live happily ever after. Oh yeah, there's still that niggling little problem that the 6th day laws are still in effect, so Adam 2's existence is illegal. They send him off to Argentina to start up another chapter of their charter business, presumably under a new identity, and that's basically it. This isn't a happy ending, it's tragic. He has memories and emotional attachments to a life he never had, and now he has to say goodbye to it, and he's never even allowed to tell anyone about this at risk of him being destroyed. Not even including how this experience would totally shatter his belief system, not knowing what to believe anymore. This would ruin a man.
Am I really human? Do I have a soul? Alright, enough philosophy. I better get going.
And with all that... What the fuck? Okay then, see how you like it. And with all that said, that was the 6th day. What can I say? This was an ambitious take on a sci-fi action film about cloning. but ultimately a train crash of philosophical nonsense and misunderstood market data. I'll credit the film for its incredible special effects and at least attempt at trying to have a debate of ethics and morality, which is an interesting topic not often explored. However, this was the wrong story for that discussion, and all of the special effects and A-list actors in the world can't make up for that fact. Frankly, the writers and director were not qualified to handle something with this much philosophical depth, only knowing how to do action, thrillers, and comedy. What they should have done is make the film a debate between the villain claiming immortality and the hero basically being the Doc's wife, demanding their own personhood, being a debate of collectivism versus individualism. But they didn't, because the producers vastly misjudged the public's interest in cloning, treating it as a debate between science and religion as opposed to a debate on the philosophy of identity. As such, The Sixth Day falls short in delivering a narrative that resonates on any meaningful level. It was a noble attempt, but unfortunately, it's a case of ambition not quite meeting execution. To the film that'll redefine cloning and action, and sure to rake in millions, according to our forecasts, did we ever figure out that plot hole? Who cares? They'll be too dazzled by the special effects. Gentlemen, we also need to think about making even more money. We should think about making The Seventh Day. More clones, more action. Sequels are the new original. Let's do it! So that's the end of the show, and remember, likes and shares are always a treasure, watching the ads helps the algorithm glow, join the Bear Army on Patreon. Don't be slow. Wait a minute, cloning is a biological process, yeah? Well, why does frying the computers stop the cloning? Explain, movie! Explain!